Hi, happy Monday. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Today we're going to continue to draft our essay. Remember, last week we wrote our body paragraphs. We drafted those. So we are getting ready then to look at our introductory paragraph. We are still working with through the writing process. This is still the drafting process. Again, this is going to be trying to write in complete sentences, but we're going to edit and revise here later this week. So if you don't have everything perfect, don't worry about that right now, okay? So let's take a look here. Today, we're going to talk about hooks, okay? So what is a hook, okay? A hook is an opening statement in your essay that attempts to grab the reader's attention, and it makes them want to read your essay. So it actually has to be interesting. All right, these could be questions. You could ask a question. You could tell a little story, which is an anecdote, okay? You could give a fact or statistic about something that you're talking about in your essay, or you could use an inspiring quote. So when I was looking at different options for my New Year essay, you'll see how I went along and tried a couple out. So you guys are also going to be able to try a couple of hooks out for your essay. So asking questions. Let's take a look at an example. Here, this paragraph's about smoking. It says, how would you like it if you had asthma and you had to sit next to someone in a restaurant who was smoking a cigarette? Okay, so that question is being asked at the beginning to get your attention and make you want to read on. Okay, you could tell a little story. So this is also about cigarettes. Cigarettes stole my grandpapa away from me. He was the father of 4 kids and 7 grandkids, and he always had enough love for every one of us. When he died of lung cancer last year, the world lost another special person to tobacco. Okay, so you can see how this tells a little bit of a story. You could offer a fact or statistic. Do you know anyone do you know that 1 out of every 5 deaths in the United States is caused by tobacco? All right, so that is a statistic that you could look up if you wanted to use statistics as a way to grab your reader's attention. Finally, the last hook that we're going to look at, type of hook, is a quotation. And this one says, if a group of terrorists decided to place poison gas in public places, there would be public outrage and prompt reaction. And this, again, is on the issue of smoking and cigarettes. So they're referring to that being like poison gas, okay? So again, trying to get the reader's attention. Well, what is this person going to tell me? So there's just 4 types. There are more types of hooks than just 4. These are the 4 that I want you to think about trying to use for your essay, for your New Year's essay. So here are the examples that I used. So here is the exact slide that you're going to be working on. And it says hook option 1 and hook option 2. And it also says type here. So I actually should put quote in here because this is a quote. I found a quote for, I Googled New Year's quotes, okay? And I found this great quote that says, tomorrow is the first page of a 365-page book. Write a good one. This quote by Brad Paisley inspires me to make great goals for the year 2021. So I could use something like that to grab my reader's attention, okay? Notice I'm not just slapping the quote in there without an explanation. So I put the quote in and then I say who's the one who wrote the quote. I gave them credit for writing it because I didn't write it. And then I said that it inspires me to make great goals for myself for the year 2021. Okay, so make sure that if you are using a quote or a statistic or any other type of hook, you actually have to explain. You can't just throw the question or whatever it is in there without any further answer, okay, or any further explanation. So my second option actually is a question, and it says, do you want to know why I love a new year? I love the beginning of each new year because it's a fresh start. So here, this is kind of like a rhetorical question where I'm answering it, right? I love the beginning of each new year because it's a fresh start. It gives me the chance to reflect on the year before and make goals for the year ahead. And I actually chose that as my hook. And the reason I chose it was because I wanted to incorporate some of those things that I had brainstormed in my first slide of my organizer. And I wanted to include the highlights of 2020. So then I chose that. So I copied this and I pasted it. And I just put it right in here. See, it says copy and paste the hook you choose. You chose. So copy and paste. That's the one I copied and pasted. All right, and then add anything you might want to say from slide 1, box 1. So if you remember my examples from good things that happened to me in the year 2020, I said 2020 was a great year for me, and some highlights included the birth of my nephew and graduation from graduate school. Okay, so I wrote that in there kind of as a little bit of a transition from my introduction, my hook here, and then my thesis statement. And then here are my thesis statement when I copied and pasted these from slide 2 on the slideshow. And that's where yours is as well. Remember, my goals for 2021 are to, and then you're listing the goals that you're talking about in your body paragraphs. So you can just copy and paste it from your previous slides, okay? So basically, if I look at this all together, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really good sentences that'll make a really good introduction paragraph. Starting with my hook, I actually included kind of like a connection statement here to connect my hook and my thesis statement, okay? So that when I go then to draft, I'm already going to have my introduction here ready to go, okay? So this is the only thing that you're doing today. You are going ahead and you are researching, trying to figure out what kind of hook you might use. You're going to choose 2 types and actually write them in the graphic organizer up here. Also, look at number 2. It says share your hook options with a friend or family member. Okay, get their opinion. I shared mine with Mrs. Fall down the hall here. Okay, and she liked this one better as well. Now, you don't have to choose the one that the other person chooses. You can choose whichever one you like best, but it's nice to get someone else's opinion, okay? And then I completed the bottom chart here. Now, you don't have this here. I added that. Just you might want to add some sort of a transition statement in here from your hook to your thesis, okay? You don't have to use the things that you put in slide 1, box 1, but I chose to do that, okay? All right, well, good luck filling out your introduction organizer, and remember to stay on track, and then tomorrow we're going to look at the conclusion organizer so that we have all of our draft paragraphs drafted and ready to be put into a Word document. All right? All right. Come to my office hours today at 1:30 if you have any questions. Bye.